Greetings, moms. It's Sarah Griffith. Today, for our episode of Nesting School, I'm going to be talking to you about items that I've bought for my second baby that didn't necessarily exist or I didn't have whenever I had my first baby 5 years ago. So the products that I'm going to share with you are products that I have noticed are very popular right now, particularly among moms. I did a lot of homework before I made these purchases. And I'm going to share with you today kind of why I picked them and what they are. Maybe you want to add them to your registry. Maybe you already have them. But as I share these, just know that there are tons of other options out there. You could literally spend a fortune on shopping for your baby. So I would love to hear from you. Maybe I'm missing something that you feel like you bought the second time around or third time around that you wish you would have had for your first. I'd love to hear from you. And for all of you first-time moms, you're going to want to be sure to snag some of these items as you're doing your shopping for your baby. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this. This is my little diaper organization thing that I keep in my bedroom because my daughter will sleep in our room, especially in the beginning. It's not really recommended that they sleep in the nursery right away, just so that you can keep a close eye on them. So she's going to be sleeping in our room at least for the first probably 4 to 6 months. That's what we did with our son, so that's what we intend to do with her as well. There's lots of moms who put them in the nursery right away. It's definitely a personal decision, but I would recommend that you research it. But nonetheless, I needed to have all of the diaper essentials in the room so that I could have access to them. You'll notice that I have a lot of the same brand, and the brand that I have is the Honest Company. I did not use Honest Company anything whenever my son was born. They were just kind of getting started, and I hadn't done my homework yet. And they say that when you know better, you do better. So I didn't know better. My son was slathered in Johnson & Johnson's body wash and lotion, and looking back, I wish I would have known that those products aren't particularly good for you. A lot of the fragrances and chemicals that are used in the makeup of the formula is really bad for their endocrine system. It's just not good. So I have made a personal choice to eliminate those types of products from our home. So I would encourage you, again, this is totally a personal choice. I'm not judging. You do what you want. My kid was bathed in Johnson & Johnson's in the beginning. I didn't know better, but I would just encourage you to do your homework. So I like what the Honest Company stands for. I like that their products don't have fragrance. I like that their diapers are made with less chemicals. I also like that they're cute. I'm hoping that they work. Again, I don't know if they will work because I never used them before, but I have the bottom spray, I have diaper cream, I have like a healing balm, my lotion, all of our soaps, all of our things are from the Honest Company. I also like it because you can do a monthly shipment for your bundles and save a lot of money if you do it that way, so it gets shipped right to your house. So I will be planning to use Honest Company products, and again, I didn't use those before. I also really like, again, I don't work for any of these companies. I'm not getting paid to promote them. I'm just sharing with you what I have found. I do like beauty counter stuff. I just started using it for myself, like the products like the shampoo, lotion, that kind of stuff. But for the baby, I'm really excited about it. It is fragrance free, so it doesn't smell. I know a lot of people want their baby to have that new baby smell, but to be honest with you, that new baby smell is a chemical smell. It's a fragrance that isn't necessarily good for them. I don't have the bottle with me, but I used to think that I needed to use Dreft to wash the baby stuff. You see a lot of ads that Dreft is like the baby wash. But if you look at the back of it, it contains fragrance, and fragrance really isn't good for you. So you may want to look at a more natural approach to what you're washing your kids' clothes with. And again, these are personal choices. So whatever you decide to do is awesome. Every mom has that right, and that's okay. But I'm just saying that for my family, that's what I'm doing differently right now that I didn't do before. What else is different? So when you go to the hospital, they're going to give you a big sucker bulb for their nose. You've probably seen it. It's like usually they're brown, sometimes blue. It's a suction to suck boogers out of their nose, or if they aspirate, to suck it out of their mouth. Now, this thing it's really kind of gross. It's like a sucker that you can basically suck snot out of their nose. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of gross. Everybody was like, ew, isn't that disgusting? You're getting boogers and there are boogers in your mouth. You're not. There's a filter that prevents any of it from ever getting to you, but you are using the suction to get the snot out of their nose. My husband had a bird when he saw this. He was like, that is so gross. I can't believe you bought it. But honestly, it has killer reviews. Now, if you're going to get this, I would recommend that you get some baby saline to go with it before you're using it up their nose. But anyways, you can find it, Target, Amazon, wherever you want. But that's what I got. I did not have this with Carter. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, it's called the Snot Sucker. What else is different? Oh, so for my son, we used, they're called Soothy pacifiers. This is my little pacifier collection that goes on your dresser. We used these Soothies. They worked. They were all I ever introduced to him. It was all I knew to give him. I know I have some friend moms who have tried every pacifier under the sun. I didn't give him every pacifier under the sun. It was, here's your pacifier. This is the only one you've got. I didn't bother to try several. So my experience with his was different. He liked the Soothies. He used them for, I think I probably let him have a pacifier for the first 6 to 8 months, and then I cut him off from it, and he doesn't have any dental issues. It was totally fine. So I let him have this right in the hospital, and a lot of people will say, oh, there can be nipple confusion if you let them have a pacifier right away. Could be, possibly. Wasn't the case for our family. So he left the hospital with one of these in his mouth. He was fine. I breastfed just fine. So you will hear mixed reviews on that. It's totally a personal choice. But there are a million pacifiers out there. The Mom pacifier, MAM, that one's pretty popular right now. This one has been for a long time pretty popular. It's the Soothy brand. Those are the ones that I have in this jar. But I wanted to get one of these. So this is like probably one of the top rated pacifiers right now. It's the Nature Sutton, and it is actually really, really difficult to find. It's made with 100% natural, sustainable rubber, so it's supposed to be better for the baby. There's no allergens. It's actually made in Europe, and the cool thing that everybody seems to like about it is that there's no cracks or crevices with this pacifier. It's all one piece, so it's less prone for bacteria. Now, when I first saw it, I thought that is really ugly, but then I started to see it everywhere, and I realized that this pacifier is actually a trend. So if you look on Instagram, if you type in Nature Sutton or Nature Sutton, you're going to find it. It's really popular right now, and if you go to try to buy it, you're going to have a hard time. I had to order it from a boutique online. It's not terribly expensive, but it's about 50% more than a regular pacifier would cost you. So a 2-pack of these Soothy brands, these event Soothies, I think they're $4 or $5, whereas one of these pacifiers is about 10 or 11. There's 2 different models of it. There's this one, and then there's one that's more of a butterfly, but this is an orthodontic pacifier for 0 to 6 months, so we'll see. It kind of smells funky. I know that it needs to be boiled, but nonetheless, you're going to probably see a lot of moms with this pacifier. Now, what I have attached to it is something that I didn't use with my son. I did not use pacifier clips, but again, this is also really trendy right now, so I bought into a trend, I guess you could say. It's sort of Instagram famous, if that makes sense. You'll see a ton of this stuff on Instagram, but basically this is a pacifier clip. It's all of these beads that you see on here are silicone. I think that they're like if you wanted to bite on it, if you were the baby, they are for teething as well. The place where I got this one was from Peekaboo Chew. It was a boutique on Etsy. You can find them everywhere. Madeline's Box is a big place that a lot of people will suggest you look at for these. This pacifier clip was around $10, but you can get a bunch of cute ones to match their outfits. So anyways, this is sort of all the rave right now, so I bought into the rave. We'll see how the baby likes it. So there's that. What else did I want to share with you guys? Okay, so I will tell you that my son sped up a lot whenever he was little, and we used those, they're called like cheesecloth diaper cloths, where it's just like really soft, it's cheap, white material. It used to be old-fashioned cloth diapers. The Swaddle brand that I like, the Aiden and Ice, they have what's called what is it even called? Oh, I can't remember the name, but basically it's a mini swaddle, but it's not for swaddle. I think it's called like a mussy or something bizarre. But anyways, it is just like their swaddle blankets, but it's a nice thick burp cloth. So I plan on using that. They also make burp cloths, but I knew that I wanted something big similar to the other one. So instead of getting the Gerber's like cheesecloths that I had used before, I just got some of these really cute patterns, a little bit more expensive again, but nonetheless cute stuff. So this is just some of what our burp cloths will look like. So I did buy those that I didn't have with my son. What else? Okay, this is huge. So I'm having my second baby, so that means that I need to have two hands. I need to have two hands on deck so that I can chase around my son and so that I can, still multitask. So I learned that baby wearing was a really awesome thing for not just bonding, but also for helping moms have, the freedom to use their hands and do whatever. So I went to a baby wearing international class. My community has one. Yours probably does too. I would encourage you to look it up. And with the Baby Wearing International group, what they do is they have a bunch of wraps and baby carriers on hand that you can typically try on and get advice about, and they'll help you pick one that's best for you. Some of them allow you to pay a membership fee, and then you can borrow a wrap each month. I think mine lets you borrow 2 or 3 a month. So you don't have to spend the money because baby carriers aren't cheap, and you never know, you may order one and it might not work out. But I wanted to carry my baby, and I wanted to try 2 different ways. So the 2 things that I have so far. So I'll tell you, I had I think it was a Baby Bjorn carrier for my son. It was just a front pack carrier. I never used it. He hated it, but I think it's a different type of baby carrying where this is more intimate. It's more skin to skin. So this is a Maya wrap, M-A-Y-A. It's a Maya wrap. It's pretty popular. They have all different kinds of prints and patterns, but basically it's called it's a ring sling wrap. So this will be worn, it's kind of funny looking. It has a padded shoulder pad, but basically I can wear her this way, and I have to learn all the wrapping techniques, but here's one of the wraps that I have. So this is the Maya one. We'll see how it goes. It's pretty popular, that brand. You will hear a lot of people who are into baby wearing. If you tell them you got a Maya ring sling, they will say, oh yeah, that's a good one. So it has good reviews. Again, I haven't worn this yet, but we'll see. There's a pocket with it that comes with it for your phone or your keys or whatever else you need to carry. And this is what I'm most excited about. This is also a wrap. This is called a stretch wrap. It is the Solly Baby Wrap. This is a very, very, very popular brand. They actually have their own community. There's a Facebook group called the Solly Baby Wearing Village. It's full of awesome moms who, do baby wearing, but who are also at a similar phase in life. So you may want to join that group on Facebook. But basically, it's this giant piece of really stretchy, super soft material that you can wear. It'll show you how to basically wrap. It shows you how to wrap. There's videos online, but basically I wear her against my chest. I'm so excited about it. So I'm hoping that in the coming months you see lots of pictures of me with my daughter wrapped up in this. Tons of wonderful prints. Price point for one of these brand new is about $65 plus shipping. I have 2 of these wraps, and then this Maya wrap, I want to say they retail for maybe like, I don't even remember, maybe around $70. I got mine on sale for $45. So you can always look in the sale rack to see if they have any on sale. I'm having a rainbow baby, meaning a baby born after a miscarriage. So I wanted to get this rainbow print. So that's why I have this one. So anyways, if you don't have a baby wrap, you may want to think about trying it. I'm getting there, girls. Okay, so this is our monitor. It's the Motorola monitor. It has this Hubble vision, or this Hubble TV vision. So this is, the baby monitors now are crazy, crazy elaborate. With my son, we just had a $80 one. It was summer infant. It worked just fine, but it was a teeny tiny screen. It was black and white, and it only went so far outside without us losing service. And I mean, granted, we weren't going far outside, but we like to have, wine on the patio when he went to bed, and sometimes it would break out. So I wanted something that had a little bit better distance that it would monitor. So this one that we have is, it's pretty expensive. It was like almost $300. But basically what it does is it not only has infrared night vision, but it's a color screen. It has Wi-Fi. It has a room temperature display. I can change the settings of what it's looking at in the room based off of the remote, like the digital screen that I have here. There's two-way communication, which I didn't have with my son. So if I press a button, I can talk to the baby in her room or wherever she is and sort of try to soothe her without having to go in, which is awesome. And this, my husband was like all about this. I think it's scary, not scary, but bizarre, is you have the ability to download an app, and on the app you can watch your child from wherever you are. So if we're out to dinner and we want to see if the baby's napping while we have a sitter, we can kind of peek in and look. I think it's kind of creepy, but nonetheless, it's an option. So this is the one I went with. So my advice to you is spend the money on a nice monitor so that you can have a little bit more freedom throughout your home. Now, this is my car seat, and I have the base hooked to it right now, so it's heavy. Can you see it? So I went with this one. It's a Kiko travel system. I think it's the Bravo one, the KeyFit 30. It was, I think it retails around $3.99, but this car seat is a lot lighter than the one I use. So I had a safety first one before. Again, I was a new mom. I wasn't picking off of brands. I was picking off of patterns. They had a really cute blue pattern one that I loved, so I got it. It was super heavy. It was bulky. It was not the best choice. So I would encourage you to test drive these. Go to the store, practice picking them up, practice carrying them, practice pushing the stroller that it comes with. Do you love it? You need to, because you're going to be hauling this thing around a lot. You're going to get some pretty big muscles from the car seats. So anyways, I spent a lot of money on this travel system, and you can spend a lot more. I mean, there are travel systems out there that are a couple $1,000s. I certainly didn't spend that kind of money, but I went up from what I did before. So I'm going to show you a couple more things, and then I'm going to finish. Over here in the corner, go over to it. So over here in the corner, if you guys can see this, it is the Fisher-Price Rock and Sleep. So I'll tell you about it. I got the one that rocks automatically. I was originally just going to get the one that didn't. This one has an auto rocker for 6 hours. You can do 30 minutes or 6 hours, and it rocks the baby automatically. It plays music. I don't think it vibrates. I could be wrong. But it was a little bit more money. So the other one's like 40 or 50 bucks. This one is like 80. Now, I will tell you that they call it the Rock and Sleep, and most parents have their kids sleep in it, but there is some research out there that it can be detrimental to the baby. It can be dangerous because they have a bit of an incline. Now this one has, I think you can do incline and you can lay it down a little bit more flat. The baby is supposed to be sleeping flat, so you just have to be careful. You don't want to increase your risk of SIDS. So as much as this is wonderful and I'm excited about it, I won't be a mom that has their kids sleep in the rock and play at nighttime just for safety. So she will not be in that for sleeping, mostly just for sitting and giving me a break from holding. Okay, this is the last thing that I'm going to talk to you about. This is something that I debated back and forth. I finally made the decision that I was going to buy it, and then I learned that it was on back order for 2 months. So everybody's probably thinking, what in the world is it? This is called the Drakot. This is rated as one of the top mom items for 2016, 17. Like, it is so popular. So what is the Drakot? A lot of people ask. I'm going to get it out of the bag and show you and explain it to you. So the Drakot is, I will tell you that it is made in, I want to say it's European, and it follows their recommendations for sleeping, and so it's not something that's a United States product. So that matters, I think, to a lot of parents, but it's made in Europe, excuse me. But anyway, so this product is made for 0 to 8 month old babies, this one. They make a Drakot Deluxe and a Drakot Grand. The bigger one is for when they're over 8 months old, but basically it is a little bed for the baby. And if you weren't sitting here, I know you'd be freaking out saying, oh my gosh, that's a SIDS risk, right? That looks like a SIDS risk. It's soft. It looks dangerous. Can you hear that? it's rock hard. So this is hard because it's a hard surface for the baby, because they need to be sleeping flat on their backs on a hard surface. And I know some of you are thinking, I mean, I'm a big proponent of no bumper pads in the crib, no blankets, no pillows, no stuffed animals, all of that, because of the risk for SIDS. So I know a lot of you are sitting here thinking, that looks dangerous. This looks soft. The sides are soft, and the baby is not really, you're not going to have the baby in this whenever they're rolling. That's why you have to move up a bit. But what's cool about this is that if you breathe in to the material, it's breathable. That's part of why it's so expensive. The Drakot is almost $200 for this one. I think high threes for the other one, or closer to $3 for the bigger one. So it is expensive, but it's a really good quality product. A lot of people say, okay, so what is this for? It's for playtime. It's for tummy time. It's for, resting. You can put on it, it has little hoops on the side. They make an activity mat, a play mat for it, so that they can play in it. So basically, if you're going to travel, I know some people haul the pack and play and all those things. You don't necessarily need it. You can just use this. I will be 100% honest with you and tell you that I was very against co-sleeping whenever I didn't have my son. And then once he got here and I was breastfeeding and I was up throughout the night, I actually started to co-sleep. So I'm not, there's a whole culture of parents who are completely against it because of the SID risk. There are some who are for it. That's not my place to judge you, and it's not your place to judge me, but we did co-sleep with our son. And I decided that this time around, if we were going to be doing any type of co-sleeping, I needed to be doing it in a safe way. So I really researched the different co-sleeping options and what were they, and the Drakot was coming up as one of the top ones. So if I choose to co-sleep with her, this would go in our bed in between my husband and I, and she would then have her own surface that was way harder than the mattress on the bed. No sheets would be on her. She gets no pillows. It's just she's sleeping in this. So I spent the money on the Drakot. We will see how it goes. One thing that I think is pretty cool about the Drakot as well as the Solly Baby Wrap is they have incredible resale value. You can get in some of the buy, sell, trade groups for Solly Wraps and for Drakots, and you can almost get what you spend on it back to you when you go to resell it after you're done. So to me, that was a promising thing. But anyways, these are just suggestions. Thank you for watching. And again, if you can post below some of your suggestions for products that maybe I should check out, I would really appreciate it. All right, hope you guys have a good day. See you later.